Okay, welcome to you all in this morning and online class. Dear student, today's main topic of our discussion is the revision of the chapter medieval period. Actually, our history is divided into three periods: ancient period, medieval period, and modern period. Our medieval period of history actually it begins from 19, I'm sorry, 8th century up to 18th century, right? From 8th to 18th century. Let me to uh, mute you all, and after that, because some voices are coming, after that I will unmute you. There are, uh, okay, there are three parts. First, ancient, second, medieval, and third, modern. We have to learn about the events and importance, main features of medieval period. First of all, we should learn what is the period, what is the timing of medieval period of Indian history and as well as European history. In Europe, the period from 5th to 15th century CE is known as medieval period, while in Indian reference, the period from 8th to 18th century CE known as the medieval period of Indian history. So this definition must have to learn, you should learn it. Actually, we have the different sources of medieval period. We have the different sources of information because without information, a historian cannot write history of any age. So we should learn what are the important source materials of the medieval period, right? In this period, many important changes had taken place in economic, political, and social structure in different parts of world, like Europe, America, Asia, and these in structures affected the lifestyle of the people, culture of the people, and it brought a new age that is called medieval period. Actually, what happened in ancient period, Indian culture had remained aloof, I mean separated from the outside of the world because there was no close contact of our country with so many countries of the world in that period. No doubt there were some countries, foreign countries, with whom our relation was set up, but about the rest we had no knowledge because there was no uh, communication, no means of such transportations. But in medieval period, some events took place which broadened the ideas and area or scope of trade and commerce of Indians. And it is why these effects influenced our cultures. Now, what are the sources of information? I have already said these sources of information are divided basically in two parts. Literature, I mean literary uh, sources and archaeological sources. Literary sources means those books, magazines, papers, documents. Now, what are in the written form gives us sufficient information about our ancient period. And archaeological source material means those things which are found out by unearthing, by digging the earth. I mean, archaeological findings are the sources. Now we have to learn, suppose if question comes, give 4 examples of literary sources. We will write religious works, I mean religious writings, books, epics, etc. and commentaries that were written on, that was based on Purana, Smriti, etc. Many religious works or non-religious work non-religious writing on medicine, astronomy, drama, story, right? Next is autobiography, biography, orders of the rulers, and letters written during that period also help us to understand the life of the people. Some books were written in those days. These are also the best example of literary sources. For example, Prithviraj Raso, written by Chand Vardai, Aine-Akbari, written by Abul Fazl, Tahqiq-e-Hind, written by Al-Baruni. So, in coming examination from this side also question may come. Who wrote Tahqiq-e-Hind? Name the writer who wrote Aine-Akbari. These are there. Now, apart from it, other literary sources are there, and these are the accounts, writings written by the foreign travelers who came here, stayed here, and wrote about our Indian culture, political conditions, society, economy, etc. These were, some of them are Ibn Battuta, Marco Polo, Barniyat. They wrote about Indian reference, and these are the sufficient source information. So in this way, you have seen 4-5 examples just now you have listened of literary sources, right? In that period, what happened? Paper was invented, and its availability brought the remarkable change in the spread of information, knowledge, writing, etc. Many rulers, temples and monasteries collected manuscript. I mean, that was written by the people, by the kings and their people. And in this way, these are also the important source of information. One important source is what? Important thing is what? It is said some words were used in those period, but their meaning differentiated from nowadays or present days words. Hindustan was used in earlier only to show as a place where Hindus live. But nowadays or today, what we think about Hindustan as its meaning, it means India, right? A place where Hindus live. Earlier it was considered, but today many people take an exception to the word and want to refer to it as India. According to our constitution, the name of our country, India, that is Bharat. Hence, terms that are used in different contexts at different times take into account the cultural, social, and political condition. I mean, their meaning has been changed. Next important fact is what? Many manuscripts provided a lot of useful information to historians. So this is also one of the examples of literary sources. Now next, what happened? There are many things which are the example of archaeological findings, archaeological source of information. For example, evocation of excavation of medieval town, sarais, villages, along with paintings, monuments, sculptures, coins, and inscriptions. This also gave sufficient information. Now, let me know about some important questions. Here, already discussed, the period from 8th to 18th century means which type of period? 8th to 18th century, medieval period in India. Next, Prithviraj Raso, written by Chand Vardai. Name of the writer who wrote Aine-Akbari, Abul Fazl. I mean, in which language? Persian. Next, the significant achievement of the medieval period was popularity and availability of paper. Tahqiq-e-Hind is famous account or travel account. Here you have already known Puranas, Aine-Akbari, inscription, Marco Polo, excavation. Now, These questions you have to learn. Now next is small kingdoms of North India. First of all, we have to know, name the three empires who fought against each other between 750 CE to 1000 CE. So the name of three empires or dynasties were Rashtrakuta, Pala, and Pratihara. Question can be asked, write the name of the dynasty rule who set up his rule in Avanti. So you will have to write Pratihara. In Bengal and Bihar, which dynasty was ruling during the rise of a small kingdom in North India? The Palas. So write away. This type of question you prepare. Rashtrakuta. Who was the founder of Rashtrakuta dynasty? Here you see Danti Durga was the Danti Durga, right? Danti Durga is considered to be the real founder of Rashtrakuta Empire. Name two important rulers of Rashtrakuta dynasty, right? You know here, Govinda III and Amogh Varsa. Next important, name three titles that were taken by Rashtrakuta ruler. They were Chakravartin, these were Chakravartin, Maharaja Dhiraj, and Param Bhattarak. In this way, you can prepare your answer. Name the Rashtrakuta king who was also a great scholar of Sanskrit and who wrote a book in Kannada language, right? Kannada language. He was Amogh Varsa. Amogh Varsa himself was a great lover of Sanskrit and he was a king. Here it is written king, right? King Amogh Varsa. King Amogh Varsa. Next, what is the name of the book written by him? Kaviraga Maga. So this type of answer you prepare. Next, who set up Pala dynasty? Who founded the Pala rule? Gopala. Name the ruler who was elected by the people or chosen by the people in Bengal. Its answer will also be Gopal. Now, what was Vikramshil Bihar? Vikramshil Bihar was the Buddhist education center or an university, set up by whom? Devpala, right? His son Devpala extended the Pala Empire and also defeated. Okay, so in this way, Dharampala was the founder of Vikramshil Bihar, and he was also the greatest ruler of Pala dynasty. Here, some technical terms are here. What do you mean by Gauda and Banga? Right? West Bengal was known as Gauda in those days, and East Bengal was known as Banga. Now, the famous Nalanda University was revived during this Pala ruler. So, in this way, these are the important facts about which you should be very alert and cautious. Now, next, who used to rule in Gujarat or set up his kingdom in Gujarat? They were Gurjar Pratihara. Who was the founder of this dynasty? Right? The founder of Pratihara dynasty was Naga Bhatta. Why were they fighting for? They were fighting for to conquer Kannauj. Right? And this one also, 5 kingdoms were there, emerged from this dynasty. They were Chauhans of Rajasthan, Garhwal of Kannauj, Solanki of Gujarat, Parmars of Malwa, and the Chandels of Bundelkhand. Okay, so these are very. Name one of the most important ruler of Pratihara dynasty, King Mihir Bhoj. Okay, so in this way you have to learn. Now, may question came this type of question. What do you mean by tripartite struggle? Tripartite struggle means the struggle of three parties to get control over Kannauj, to get control or supremacy over Kannauj. And this fighting was known as, struggle was known as tripartite struggle. Tripartite means three parties struggle. Why they wanted to control? Because they wanted to possess Kannauj to set up their supremacy. Supremacy means supreme power. They wanted to show that no one was greater than each of them. I mean, Rashtrakuta used to think the rest were not supreme or superior to him. So in this way, this feeling was there. Here about Rajputs, different things you have learned about its origin, Suryavanshi, Chandravanshi, Agnikula. The word Rajput means the son of Raja. This thing. Now next is Chauhan dynasty. Most important ruler of Chauhan dynasty was Prithviraj Chauhan, right? He came on throne in 1177, right? Muhammad Ghori, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ से लेकर के. In the first battle, Muhammad Ghori was defeated by whom? By Prithviraj Chauhan, and in second battle, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated. Dear student, be very alert and careful about this topic. Any question from this side be asked. In the first battle of the Rhine, who was defeated by whom? And in second battle, who defeated Prithviraj Chauhan? Right? Now next is about the economic condition, social condition. You should know who were Thakurs and Rais, the officers whom the lands were given. In this way, you have to learn. One, here you see sati system, child marriage, polygamy. These things you should learn. Okay. Johar was an activity, an action taken by the royal families, person, or especially by women, to immolate themselves in fire, right? To protest their owner if their men folk were defeated or killed in a battle. जब उनके हस्बैंड या रिलेटिव्स, भाई बहन जो भी है, वो जब मारे जाते थे, तो बचे हुए जो लोग होते थे उसमें महल में, वो अपने आप को क्या करते थे? Used to jump into the burning fire to kill themselves because they did not want to be captured by their enemy. Now here one important thing, who are the mean by Brahmadeya and Agrahara? These are the important questions. The gift given by Rajputs, it was the gift of land given by the Rajput kings to Brahmins, and it was known as Brahmadeya or Agrahara. So all these things you have learned. तो इसमें देख लीजिए आप, सारा क्वेश्चन आंसर आपको मालूम है, इसको भी आप यूज कर लेंगे. तो अभी है थोड़ा टाइम है, हम देखते हैं कितना मिनट है. राइट, जस्ट नाउ आई एम लुकिंग हियर. लेट मी टू से actually now listen you here. अभी 10 मिनट है आपके पास, ठीक है? हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं. Just now I am going to give you a set of questions to solve. Please you solve